The stars stretched endlessly around the human ship Odyssey, glittering like scattered jewels in the dark ocean of space. Captain Aaron Hale stood on the observation deck, his hands resting lightly on the rail. It was not just another mission. This was the first time humanity had reached the Andromeda sector. The human race had sent diplomats, scientists, and explorers beyond the Milky Way. But this voyage carried something more. The possibility of contact with an advanced alien civilization. Aaron could feel the weight of it. Every heartbeat seemed louder, echoing in the silent hum of the ship. He had studied the reports carefully. The aliens they were to meet were called Virelians, a highly intelligent hierarchical society ruled by a queen whose wisdom and authority were legendary in the sector. Their technology surpassed anything humans had encountered, and their culture was said to be unlike anything the galaxy had seen before. The Odyssey slowed as it approached a planet shrouded in emerald clouds. It was beautiful. Its oceans shimmered with colors Aaron did not recognize, and its cities floated above the ground, suspended by anti-gravity technology. Massive towers of crystal rose like mountains, catching the light of a distant sun. "This is it," said Dr. Elena Voss, the mission's lead xenobiologist. She was younger than Aaron, but brilliant, with a keen eye for alien behavior. The Virelians' homeworld. "This will be historic," Aaron nodded. "Keep your instruments ready. We do this carefully. One mistake and we risk everything." The landing was smooth. The Odyssey descended into a massive docking bay carved into one of the floating towers. As the ramp extended, Aaron and Elena stepped out, their suits gleaming under the alien light. The air was breathable but carried a faint metallic scent. A group of Virelian officials approached, their movements fluid and precise. At the head of the delegation was the alien queen herself. She was tall, regal, and every inch the embodiment of command. Her skin shimmered with soft, iridescent tones, and her eyes were the color of molten silver. She moved with a grace that seemed almost impossible, yet every step radiated authority. "Welcome, humans," her voice echoed, melodic yet firm. "I am Queen Variel, ruler of the Virelians. You honor our world with your presence." Aaron bowed slightly, feeling the weight of centuries of human diplomacy resting on him. "Your Majesty, we come in peace and with respect. Humanity wishes to learn, to share knowledge, and to explore friendship." The Queen inclined her head. "Words are easy. Actions are harder." Her gaze swept across the humans, and Aaron felt a strange awareness, as if she could see not only their bodies, but the intentions within their minds. It was unnerving, but he held his composure. As introductions continued, Aaron noticed movement beside the Queen. A figure stepped forward, slender, luminous, and striking in ways that defied simple description. It was Liara, the Queen's daughter. Her features were delicate yet commanding. Her eyes reflected a depth and intelligence that made Aaron pause. She did not smile, but there was a curiosity in her gaze, a quiet warmth that made it impossible to look away. Queen Variel's voice broke his attention. "This is Liara. She is my daughter, and the future of the Virelians lies with her." Aaron felt the tension in the Queen's tone. It was not merely a mother's pride, there was caution, a subtle warning. "She is remarkable," he said carefully, knowing that flattery could be dangerous in such a setting. The Queen's eyes narrowed slightly. "Remarkable, yes, but humans are unpredictable." "How do you view her?" Aaron froze for a heartbeat, surprised by the blunt question. He chose his words carefully. "With respect, Your Majesty. She represents the strength and wisdom of your people." The Queen's lips pressed together. There was a long, measured silence before she finally spoke. "We shall see. Actions will prove intentions more than words." A Virelian guide led the humans through the city. The architecture was unlike anything Aaron had imagined. Transparent bridges arched over glowing canals, and buildings seemed to float in midair. Alien flora and fauna moved in harmony with the structures, creating a living, breathing cityscape. Liara walked beside the humans, observing them with quiet fascination. She asked questions about human technology, about the Odyssey, about life on Earth. Her voice was soft, melodic, yet carried a weight of authority despite her youth. Aaron answered patiently, explaining simple concepts about human society, about Earth's oceans, mountains, and skies. Liara listened intently, occasionally tilting her head in curiosity. There was an intelligence in her eyes that suggested she understood far more than she let on. As the day progressed, Aaron noticed that Queen Variel kept returning her gaze to the interactions between her daughter and the humans. Each time Aaron caught her looking, there was a mixture of pride, worry, and suspicion. During a ceremonial dinner, humans and Varelians sat together at a long table of luminous crystal. The food was strange yet delightful, changing colors and textures as it was touched. Aaron marveled at the sensory experience, but his attention was often drawn to Liara, who sat gracefully, observing everything with keen interest. At one point, the queen leaned toward Aaron and asked quietly, "Do you find her appealing?" Aaron's heart skipped a beat. He was taken aback by the directness of the question. He thought quickly, choosing diplomacy over honesty. "She is extraordinary, Your Majesty. Her mind, her presence, it is inspiring." The queen's eyes glinted not with anger but with curiosity. "Inspiring, and nothing more?" Aaron nodded. "Nothing more. Respect and admiration are enough to honor someone like her." Liara's expression remained calm, but Aaron could feel her observing him carefully. It was a silent, mutual understanding forming between them, a connection that transcended words, born of shared curiosity and respect. Later, as the humans were shown to their quarters, Dr. Elena whispered to Aaron, "She's beautiful, not just in appearance but everything about her, and I think the Queen knows how dangerous that can be." Aaron nodded. "Yes, we have to be careful. One wrong step and it could destroy everything we've come here to build." That night, Aaron stood by the observation window, looking out at the floating city. Lights shimmered like stars reflecting off the clouds below. In the distance, he could see the Queen's tower, where he knew Liara would be studying or walking the gardens. He wondered what the future held. Would the humans and Varelians find understanding? Or would fear and misunderstanding rule the day? And most of all, what role would Liara play in this meeting of worlds? In that moment, Aaron realized that this was more than a mission of diplomacy. It was a test of humanity itself. The humans' courage, intelligence, and integrity would be under scrutiny, and perhaps in the eyes of the Varelians, humanity's greatest strength would not be its weapons or technology, but its heart. As he turned away from the window, Aaron felt a strange mix of excitement and apprehension. The story of humans in the Andromeda sector was just beginning, and nothing would ever be the same again. The morning sun of the Varelian world was unlike any sun Aaron had seen before. It did not burn. It bathed the floating cities in a soft green-gold glow that made the crystal towers sparkle as if dusted with stars. Aaron and the human delegation stepped out of their quarters, ready for their first full day of cultural exchange with the Varelians. The Queen had prepared a program unlike any diplomatic meeting Aaron had ever attended. Humans would participate in Varelian customs, learn their art, and even attend a scientific demonstration. The goal was not merely observation, it was integration, a test to see if humans could adapt to and respect an entirely alien way of life. Liara appeared almost silently at the entrance of the garden where they were to meet. Her flowing garments shimmered, reflecting colors that seemed to shift as she moved. Aaron caught himself staring, but he quickly looked away, remembering his role as diplomat. Yet he could not ignore the quiet power she radiated, a mixture of intelligence, curiosity, and an elegance that was almost hypnotic. "Welcome, humans," she said softly, her voice melodic. "Today you will see how we celebrate knowledge and beauty. Will you join us?" Aaron bowed slightly. "We are honored, Princess Liara." She smiled faintly, the tiniest curve of her lips, and led them into a vast garden where alien flora swayed in patterns that seemed almost intentional, as if the plants were aware of the humans' presence. The air was filled with fragrances humans could only describe as sweet and metallic at the same time. Tiny creatures floated above the flowers, their translucent wings casting rainbow shadows. The first event was an artistic demonstration. Varelians created sculptures not with their hands but through a combination of thought and subtle energy manipulation. The forms seemed to grow from the ground, twisting and shimmering as if alive. Aaron and the other humans watched in awe. "This is incredible," whispered Dr. Elena Voss, eyes wide. "They create without tools, only with their minds." Liara tilted her head. "Humans have something similar," she said. "You call it art, it comes from your imagination. You shape clay, paint, music. It is not the same, but it is your mind expressing what words cannot." Aaron found himself impressed by her understanding. Most beings would have seen human art as primitive. Liara saw its value. "Yes, he said carefully. Art is our way of showing who we are beyond words. She studied him for a moment, as if weighing his words, then nodded. I think I understand. Perhaps we can learn from each other. The humans were then invited to participate. At first, Aaron struggled. Energy flowed from his hands, but nothing formed. The Varelians watched silently. Liara approached and placed a hand near his. A surge of calm ran through him, and slowly a small crystalline shape began to rise from the ground, pulsating gently with light. You see, Liara said softly, it is not strength alone, but intention. Your mind must guide it, not your hands. Aaron smiled, feeling both pride and relief. The queen, watching from a distance, nodded subtly. There was a faint softness in her eyes as she observed her daughter guiding the human. A silent acknowledgement of the possibility that humans could rise to the occasion. After the artistic session, the delegation was led to a hall filled with holographic displays. Varelians demonstrated their scientific achievements, energy manipulation, faster-than-light communication, and methods of sustaining life on planets with extreme conditions. Aaron's team explained human technology, satellites, fusion power, and interstellar travel. Liara asked questions with startling depth, not just about technical details but about philosophy. Why do humans explore? She asked. Is it curiosity, survival, or something else? Aaron paused, considering his words. All of the above, he said finally. We explore to understand the universe, to survive, but also because something inside us drives us to seek, to know, to connect. Liara's gaze softened. That is similar to Varelians. We seek knowledge not for conquest, but to grow. Perhaps that is why we are not so different despite appearances. The afternoon brought a more informal setting. The humans were shown a floating arena, where Varelians practiced mental and physical coordination. The exercises were a mix of meditation, agility, and energy control. Humans tried to imitate them, often stumbling or losing balance, yet Liara was patient, guiding them gently, correcting posture or focus with quiet instruction. During a break, the queen approached Aaron privately. Her expression was inscrutable. I watch you with my daughter, she said quietly. Why do you seem so restrained? You admire her, yet you do not cross boundaries. Humans often fail at this. Aaron met her gaze steadily. Your Majesty, I respect her. Admiration does not require ownership or desire. It requires understanding and restraint. That is the way humans honor those they respect. The queen studied him, silence stretching between them. Then she said, almost reluctantly, We shall see if your actions match your words. She turned and walked back toward her daughter, leaving Aaron with a mixture of relief and anticipation. Later, Liara invited the humans to participate in a dinner unlike any Aaron had seen. The food was alive with color and movement, responding to their touch. Ingredients combined in ways that humans had never imagined. She explained the chemical reactions in simple terms, showing a fascination with the human approach to cooking, trial and error, experimentation, and creativity. Aaron realized that in each interaction, Liara was assessing not just skill but intention. She watched how humans reacted to new challenges, how they respected her people's traditions, and how they adapted to strange environments. He could see that her intelligence was far beyond his expectations. After the meal, the group moved to a terrace overlooking the city. Lights twinkled like stars below them, mirrored by the sky above. Aaron found himself walking beside Liara, discussing Earth's oceans and forests. She asked about rain, seasons, and mountains. Aaron described Earth's beauty, trying to convey not just facts but emotions, the awe of a sunset, the calm of a quiet lake, the thrill of a storm at sea. Liara listened, rapt. Your world is beautiful, she said. It is alive in ways I cannot fully understand. You have something precious, humans. Perhaps that is why your people survive despite so many challenges. Aaron felt a warmth at her words. It is our nature to endure. We learn, we adapt, we care for one another. That is how we survive. Not just as individuals, but as a species. She looked at him for a long moment, and Aaron felt the intensity of her gaze. There was no threat, only curiosity and understanding. Then she smiled faintly, a gesture so subtle it could have been missed. Perhaps that is why your people are interesting. You are small, fragile, yet capable of great things. The queen watched from a distance, her expression unreadable. But Aaron thought he saw something, a shadow of approval, perhaps even pride. He realized that humans were beginning to earn the respect of the Varelians, not through force or technology, but through qualities the Queen could not ignore. Intelligence, creativity, empathy, and courage. As night fell, Aaron and the humans returned to their quarters. He stood on the balcony, gazing at the floating lights of the city. In the distance, he could see Liara walking along a bridge, her figure illuminated by the soft glow of the towers. For a moment, their eyes met, and he felt a connection that went beyond language, a recognition of mutual respect and curiosity. Dr. Elena joined him quietly. "She's remarkable," she whispered. "I've never met anyone like her, and I think the Queen knows how much she influences people." Aaron nodded. "Yes, but influence is not always power. Sometimes it is understanding. That is what we must focus on, showing that humans are worthy of trust, not just admiration." The night was quiet, yet filled with unspoken possibilities. Humanity's first full day among the Varelians had ended, but the journey was just beginning. Aaron knew that challenges would come, and that the test of human qualities, their ingenuity, courage, and compassion, was far from over. Yet for the first time, he felt something new. Hope. Humans were small in the vastness of the galaxy, yet they had something the Varelians could not ignore. And Liara, with her intelligence and curiosity, would be both a guide and a challenge in the days to come. The stars above seemed to shine a little brighter, reflecting the potential of this new friendship between worlds. Humanity had taken the first step, and the path ahead, though uncertain, was filled with promise. The morning air on the Varelian world carried a sharp chill, unlike the soft glow of the previous day. Aaron Hale and the human delegation had barely begun their second week when subtle signs of tension began to appear. Whispers among the Varelian officials hinted at unrest. Certain nobles were uneasy with the growing human influence, especially the attention the humans had received from Liara, the Queen's daughter. Aaron noticed it first during a council meeting. The Queen sat at the head of the chamber, her silver eyes scanning the room like a hawk. Liara was beside her, observing quietly. A group of senior nobles argued in low tones about the human's presence, their words sharp, defensive. "They watch too closely," one noble hissed. "Their influence on Liara cannot be trusted. They are small, fragile creatures, yet they have boldness beyond reason." Aaron listened, carefully noting the undertones of fear and suspicion. These whispers were not directed at him openly, but he understood the danger. Varelians had long memories, and politics among them were intricate. A single misstep could lead to disaster, not only for the humans but also for Liara. After the council, Aaron walked with Dr. Elena through the gardens where Liara often spent her free time. Today, however, she was not there. Instead, Aaron found himself speaking to her father, one of the Queen's trusted advisors. "You have something they do not," the advisor said, voice low. "Humans have courage and they have cunning, but they also have unpredictability. Be careful, they may inspire, but they may also endanger your daughter." Aaron nodded solemnly. "I understand. Our goal is friendship and understanding, nothing else. We will not betray that trust." The advisor studied him for a moment, then inclined his head. "Then we shall see. There are those among the nobles who do not value trust. Beware of them." That evening, a grand celebration was announced. Humans and Varelians would partake in a night of music, dance, and cultural exchange. The city shimmered with thousands of lights, floating lanterns drifting in the sky, and the soft music of alien instruments filled the air. Aaron walked alongside Liara, explaining the customs of human festivals, while she shared the history of Varelian celebrations, their meanings and significance. But amid the beauty, danger lurked. Aaron noticed subtle movements among the crowd, figures, slipping through shadows, whispering to one another. His instincts, honed through years of exploration, warned him that something was wrong. Later, during a quiet moment, Liara pulled him aside. "Do you feel it?" she asked softly, her eyes scanning the crowd. "Something is not right tonight." Aaron nodded. "I do. Stay close to me, Princess. There are those who would use this celebration for harm." Before they could react further, A loud commotion erupted. Varelian guards shouted as figures attempted to storm the central stage. The humans quickly realized that the attackers were a faction of nobles attempting to kidnap Liara. Their plan was precise, calculated, and dangerous. Aaron's heart raced, but his mind was clear. Years of training in diplomacy and crisis situations had prepared him for moments like this. He grabbed Liara's hand and pulled her to cover, signaling the humans to take positions around the area. Liara's eyes widened slightly, not in fear, but in recognition of Aaron's decisiveness. "You are brave," she whispered, almost in awe. Aaron smiled faintly, focusing on the situation. "Bravery is nothing without action. Stay calm and trust us." The humans moved swiftly, using a combination of their technology and quick thinking. Small drones deployed from the Odyssey hovered above, creating barriers of light that confused the attackers. Aaron used a communicator to coordinate with the Varelian guards, guiding them through strategies the aliens had not considered. Despite the chaos, Aaron noticed Liara remaining composed. She began to assist by redirecting energy flows in the plaza, a skill she had learned from her studies but rarely used in emergencies. Together, human ingenuity and Varelian skill turned the tide. The would-be kidnappers were restrained, their plans foiled. Once the threat was neutralized, Aaron checked on Liara. She was unharmed, though her face carried a faint flush of tension. "You saved me," she said quietly, almost reverently. Aaron shook his head. "We saved each other. This was not about one person. It was about cooperation and trust." The Queen arrived shortly after the incident, her expression unreadable. She surveyed the scene, noting the humans' role in thwarting the kidnapping. Her silver eyes lingered on Aaron, as if trying to read the intentions that had saved her daughter. "Humans are clever," she said finally, her voice measured, "perhaps more capable than I imagined. You have earned a degree of trust this day." Aaron bowed. "Your Majesty, our goal is to honor that trust and show that humanity values life, intelligence, and respect above all." The Queen studied him for a long moment, then nodded. "Words are easy. Actions. Your actions today speak loudly." She turned to Liara. "And you, my daughter, have shown restraint and wisdom as well. Perhaps there is hope in this new alliance." Later, in a quieter part of the palace, Aaron and Liara walked through a terrace overlooking the city. The stars mirrored the floating lights below, creating an illusion of infinity. Liara spoke softly, almost as if confiding in him. "Your people. You do not underestimate us, nor do you fear us unnecessarily. That is rare. Most beings would react with caution or arrogance." Aaron nodded. "We have learned that respect and understanding often achieve more than force. Humans may be fragile, but we rely on our minds and our hearts." Liara smiled faintly. "And that is why I trust you, even if others do not. You are different." Aaron felt the weight of her words. He realized that this bond, built on mutual respect, was delicate. One misstep could undo the progress humanity had made. Yet he also recognized that this trust was the key to bridging two worlds. As the night deepened, Aaron and the humans were escorted back to their quarters. The city was quiet now, the celebration ended, but the memory of danger lingered. He knew that the incident was not isolated. Some Varelians were determined to challenge humanity's presence, and more tests were coming. In his quarters, Aaron reviewed the day's events with Dr. Elena. "We need to prepare," he said. "The incident tonight shows that there are factions that do not welcome us, but it also shows our strengths. Humanity's resilience, creativity, and courage are what make us extraordinary." Elena nodded. "And Liara? She seems to understand that as well." Aaron smiled faintly. "Yes, that is why this alliance is possible. Not because we are strong or fast or armed with weapons, but because we think, we adapt, and we care. That is the essence of humanity." Later, As Aaron stood on the observation balcony, he saw Liara in the distance, walking through the floating gardens. Their eyes met again, and in that silent exchange, he felt understanding and trust. It was fragile, yes, but powerful, a connection born of courage, intellect, and empathy. Aaron realized that humanity's place in this alien world was not guaranteed, yet he also knew that human qualities, heart, mind, and spirit, were capable of extraordinary feats. That knowledge gave him confidence. The stars above the Virelian city reflected the city's lights, casting a serene glow. In the midst of uncertainty, one truth stood clear to Aaron. Humans could rise to any challenge, and in doing so, earn respect even among the most advanced civilizations in the galaxy. Tomorrow would bring new trials, new opportunities, and perhaps new alliances. But tonight, humanity had shown that even in the face of danger, intelligence, courage, and creativity could shine brighter than any threat. And Liara, with her curiosity and wisdom, would remain a guiding presence in the days to come. The galaxy was vast and uncertain, but one thing was clear: humans were not to be underestimated. The calm that followed the attempted kidnapping was deceptive. The floating city of the Virelians glimmered peacefully under the twin moons, but Aaron Hale could feel unease beneath the surface. The humans had earned some trust, yes, but the political undercurrents within the Virelian elite were still tense. Factions wary of human influence had not vanished. They had only grown quiet, watching, waiting. It was during a routine observation of the energy cores that sustained the city that the first warning appeared. The hum of the power generators fluctuated unexpectedly. Sensors in the human ship, Odyssey, picked up unusual energy spikes from the outer regions of the atmosphere. Aaron and Dr. Elena exchanged uneasy glances. "The spikes are too regular to be natural," Elena said, her brow furrowed. "This is deliberate. Someone or something is interfering with their energy systems." Aaron's mind raced. Could it be the same group that tried to kidnap Liara? "It's possible," Elena replied. "But these readings, they're bigger. Something beyond the city itself. We need to investigate." Aaron requested permission to accompany a Virelian research team. Queen Variel agreed, but insisted that Liara join them. "If humans are involved, I want my daughter present. She understands these systems as no one else does," the Queen said. Liara appeared calm and confident, but Aaron could sense her underlying tension. "I trust your people, Aaron," she said quietly. "But this threat, it is unlike anything we have faced." As they approached the outer energy arrays, the source of the anomaly became clear. Massive plasma storms were forming in the upper atmosphere. Driven by an artificial energy source, the storms were unpredictable, shifting with astonishing speed, threatening to destabilize the city and the surrounding colonies. "This is bad," Aaron muttered. "If we don't act, the floating towers could collapse. Millions could die." Liara studied the readings, her mind moving rapidly. "These storms are not natural," she said. "Someone is trying to weaken our defenses to force us into submission. But the pattern, it is not just destruction. There is precision here, a goal." Aaron nodded. "Then we need to stop it with precision as well." He turned to the Virelians. "I know how we can counteract this. It's unconventional, but it might work." The Virelians exchanged skeptical glances. Humans were small, fragile, and unpredictable, but Aaron's reputation had already begun to earn respect. After a tense pause, the Virelian lead scientist agreed to follow his instructions. Aaron coordinated the effort. Using drones and human-designed energy regulators, they set up a network around the storm zones. The Virelians, unfamiliar with human problem-solving, watched as Aaron instructed his team to combine energy modulation with the natural resonance of the city's power grid. Liara assisted, amplifying their efforts through her ability to manipulate energy flows, bridging the gap between human technology and Virelian power. The storm surged, howling across the city's protective shields, but the humans did not falter. They adjusted, adapted, and improvised, directing energy through channels the Virelians had never considered. Slowly, the plasma storms began to diminish, their chaos contained. "Keep going," Aaron shouted. "We're close!" Finally, with a synchronized effort between humans and Virelians, the storms dissipated. The city's power grid stabilized. Towers that had wobbled slightly now stood firm, and the citizens, previously evacuated, could return safely. Liara turned to Aaron, her eyes wide with admiration. "Your people. Your thinking. It saved us." Aaron shook his head. "No, your people and ours. It was teamwork, not magic or technology alone. That's what makes humans strong. We adapt, we think, we work together." The Queen arrived at the control center shortly after the crisis ended. Her expression, usually calm and composed, betrayed a rare warmth. "Aaron Hale," she said, "you have shown courage, intelligence, and wisdom. Humans are not what I expected. Perhaps they are worthy of trust." Aaron bowed. "Thank you, Your Majesty. We honor your trust and hope to continue proving ourselves worthy of it." For the first time, the Queen allowed herself a small smile. "Actions speak louder than words," she said. "And today your actions have spoken." As the situation stabilized, Aaron spent the night discussing the events with Liara. They stood on a terrace overlooking the city, the twin moons reflecting off the floating towers. "You humans," Liara said softly. "You are fragile, small, yet you think in ways no other species does. You surprise us time and again." Aaron smiled faintly. "That's our nature. We don't give up and we don't back down easily. Intelligence, courage, and determination. Those are what make humans extraordinary." Liara looked thoughtful. "I see that now. And I see why my mother watches you so closely. You are different. You do not take advantage of my trust or my attention. You respect it." Aaron felt the weight of her words, understanding the subtle approval contained in them. "Respect is the foundation of all strong relationships, Princess. Without it, no alliance, no friendship, no trust can survive." Liara nodded. "And now, I trust you more than I have trusted anyone outside my world." The Queen observed them from a distance, noting the quiet bond that had formed. Aaron realized that trust was the key, not just between him and Liara, but between humans and Varelians as a whole. Human qualities, ingenuity, empathy, and courage, were beginning to earn recognition across species. In the days that followed, the humans continued to learn about Varelian culture, sharing their own knowledge in return. They taught the Varelians basic human problem-solving strategies, teamwork exercises, and creative approaches to energy management. Liara acted as a bridge, translating human methods into Varelian terms, making them accessible to even the most skeptical nobles. One afternoon, while walking through the gardens, Liara asked, "Aaron, why do humans endure so much? Why do you face danger again and again when you could retreat?" Aaron thought for a moment. "Because we have to. Because we care. Because we believe in something larger than ourselves. That's why humanity survives. Not because we are strong individually, but because we are strong together." Liara smiled faintly. "Perhaps that is why I admire your people. You are not perfect, but you strive, and that striving, it is beautiful." Aaron realized that this was more than flattery, it was understanding. Humans had demonstrated qualities that were respected not only by Liara, but now, subtly, by the Queen herself. As they spoke, the Queen joined them, her presence commanding attention without demanding it. "Aaron," she said, "you have proven something important, that humans can adapt, learn, and act with wisdom. That is rare in this galaxy." Aaron bowed respectfully. "Thank you, Your Majesty. We hope to continue proving that humanity's strength lies not only in survival, but in understanding, respect, and courage." The Queen's eyes softened slightly. "Perhaps that is why my daughter trusts you. She sees what I sometimes struggle to see, that value is not always measured in power, but in action, heart, and mind." Liara looked at Aaron, then at her mother, and said, "Humans may be small, but they are remarkable, and I am learning much from them." Aaron smiled. "And we are learning from you, Liara. Humanity thrives on learning from others. That is what makes us adaptable." The night ended with a quiet sense of achievement. Humanity had faced its first true test among the Varelians, not political, not social, but a direct threat to life itself, and had succeeded. Trust had been earned through action, courage, and ingenuity. Aaron gazed at the city below, reflecting on the events of the past days. The challenges had been enormous, but humans had proven that even in a world far beyond their own, their qualities, intelligence, courage, adaptability, and empathy could shine brightly, and in the eyes of Liara and quietly the Queen, Humanity's place in the Varelian world was beginning to be secured. The stars above mirrored the lights of the city, reflecting a sense of hope and possibility. Humanity had proven its worth not through dominance but through character, creativity, and respect. The path ahead remained uncertain, but Aaron knew that humans could face it, together with their Varelian allies, and overcome any challenge that the galaxy might throw at them. The morning light on the Varelian world was soft and peaceful, but a sense of anticipation hung in the air. Aaron Hale knew this day would be decisive. Humanity had proven itself in many ways, through courage, ingenuity, and adaptability. But the galaxy rarely gave recognition without testing it further. Today, the final trial of respect, trust, and cooperation would begin. Reports came in early from the Planetary Observation Network. A massive cosmic storm was approaching, unlike anything the Varelians had seen before. It was not a natural phenomenon. The energy pattern suggested interference from a rogue alien faction that sought to test the limits of the Varelian defense systems and, perhaps, challenge humanity's place among them. Aaron studied the readings, his mind working through possibilities. This is bigger than the plasma storms we faced before. If we cannot redirect this storm, it could destroy the floating cities and surrounding colonies. Liara appeared beside him, calm, yet focused. We have done what others said humans could not. Perhaps together we can survive this as well. Aaron nodded. We can, but we need to act quickly and intelligently. The storm will not wait. Queen Variel arrived, her regal presence commanding immediate attention. Aaron Hale, she said. Today your people must prove their worth once more. My daughter trusts you. I trust your judgment. Lead wisely, Aaron bowed. Your Majesty, we will do everything in our power to protect your people in this world. Humanity's strength lies not just in technology, but in courage, creativity, and teamwork. Liara extended her hand to Aaron. Then let us face this together. The humans and Varelians moved swiftly to the command center. Aaron coordinated the efforts, combining human-designed energy regulators with Varelian energy channels. Drones, satellites, and manual controllers worked in perfect harmony under Aaron's direction. The storm is shifting faster than predicted, one Varelian scientist exclaimed. Aaron focused, calculating solutions in real time. We need to amplify the resonance of the city's shields while redirecting the storm's energy into the outer atmosphere. Liara, can you stabilize the energy flow from the towers? Liara nodded, her hands glowing faintly with controlled energy as she adjusted the flow. I can contain it, but it will require precise coordination. Aaron's team worked with precision. Humans and Varelians communicated seamlessly, translating unfamiliar methods into shared strategies. For hours they battled the storm, adjusting, adapting, and responding to new challenges as the cosmic force battered the city's shields. At one critical moment, a surge threatened to breach the central tower. Aaron acted quickly, rerouting energy through a backup system of drones while guiding Liara to stabilize the flow manually. Sparks danced along the shields, but the combination of human creativity and Varelian energy control held firm. You are incredible, Liara whispered, sweat glistening on her forehead. Your people. They think in ways that even we cannot anticipate. Aaron smiled briefly, though his focus remained on the storm. That is our nature. We observe, adapt, and create solutions even when the path is unclear. Slowly, as hours passed, the storm began to dissipate. Its energy, redirected and neutralized, harmlessly spread into the atmosphere. The city's shield stabilized, and the floating towers, once threatened, stood firm. Citizens returned, cheering for the humans and Varelians who had saved their world. Queen Variel entered the command center, her silver eyes glowing with pride. Aaron Hale, humans have proven themselves worthy once more. Your actions today demonstrate not only courage but wisdom, intelligence, and the strength of your character. Aaron bowed deeply. Thank you, Your Majesty. We only did what was necessary to protect life and trust. Liara stepped forward, her eyes shining. Your people are extraordinary. Not because of strength, but because of mind, heart, and action. I admire humans greatly. The Queen's gaze turned toward her daughter. Why do you trust them so completely? She asked Liara, her tone a mixture of curiosity and caution. Liara smiled faintly. Because they honor what is precious, they respect what is delicate, and they act when action is required. They are rare. Aaron took a step forward, understanding the Queen's unspoken question. She had asked this before in the early days when humans first arrived. Why do you not love my daughter? Now with the world safe and trust earned, he answered calmly with a gentle smile. She's too beautiful, he said, not just in appearance but in mind, heart, and spirit. To limit her with expectation would be wrong. I admire her, respect her, and trust her, but she belongs to herself, not to anyone. The queen studied him silently, her expression unreadable for a moment. Then slowly she nodded, a rare smile appearing. Perhaps that is the answer I sought. Respect, understanding, restraint. Humans have shown it. Perhaps that is why they endure and thrive. Liara's eyes softened. And that is why humanity has a place in our world. Not because of power, but because of who you are. Aaron looked out across the city, taking in the floating towers, the citizens, and the calm energy that now filled the air. Humanity had arrived as strangers, uncertain and fragile in an alien world, yet they had proven themselves capable of extraordinary deeds. They had saved a civilization, earned trust, and demonstrated qualities that no technology or weapon could replace. The Queen continued, addressing both humans and Varelians. Today we have learned that true strength lies not only in power but in courage, intelligence, and empathy. Humans have shown this in abundance. Let this be a lesson for all of us. Cooperation, understanding, and respect create bonds stronger than any force in the galaxy. The citizens cheered, acknowledging humanity's role. Aaron felt a swell of pride, not arrogance, but a deep satisfaction. Humans had faced the unknown, adapted, and acted with honor. Their qualities, the very essence of their species, had earned them a place among the stars. Later, in a quiet moment, Aaron and Liara walked through the gardens. The twin moons reflected off the floating flowers, casting soft shadows that danced with the evening breeze. You humans are remarkable, Liara said softly. Even in the face of danger, you think clearly, act wisely, and care deeply. That is why my mother trusts you, and why I do as well. Aaron smiled. And we learn from you too. You guide us, help us understand, and work alongside us. Without you, we could not have succeeded, Liara nodded. Perhaps that is the lesson of this world. Strength alone is not enough. True greatness comes from understanding, courage, and heart. Your people have shown it in every way. Aaron looked at the stars above, reflecting on the journey that had brought humanity here. From a distant, fragile species, they had become allies, friends, and protectors of a civilization far beyond their own. The journey was far from over, but the foundation was set. Humanity had proven that its greatest weapon was not a weapon at all. It was its mind, its heart, and its ability to act wisely when it mattered most. As the Queen approached once more, she addressed the humans with a tone of rare warmth. Aaron Hale, humanity will not be forgotten in our history. Your deeds, your courage, and your wisdom have created a legacy that will last for generations. Liara and I will remember this always. Aaron bowed respectfully. We are honored, Your Majesty. Humanity will continue to act with courage, respect, and wisdom wherever we go. That is the essence of our nature. Liara stepped forward, smiling. And perhaps one day humans and Varelians will explore the galaxy together, learning from one another, facing challenges side by side. Today is only the beginning, Aaron nodded. Yes, Princess. Today is only the beginning. The city glimmered under the twin moons, a symbol of peace, trust, and the extraordinary qualities of humans. Their place in the galaxy was no longer uncertain. Through courage, intelligence, creativity, and heart, humanity had proven itself worthy of respect, friendship, and admiration. And as Aaron watched Liara stand beside the Queen, he realized something profound. True beauty was not just in appearance or power, but in action, wisdom, and the courage to do what was right. Humans had shown that, and the galaxy would remember it. The stars above mirrored the floating city, a reflection of hope and possibility. Humanity's legacy among the Varelians had begun, and it was built not on dominance or fear, but on heart, mind, and spirit. Aaron smiled, quietly proud, knowing that humanity had finally taken its rightful place among the stars.